guys for it, later in the stages of the race. So Bren Bruce was pacing for 72:30 to 73 minutes through the first half, and so I figured that was a perfect group to hang with for a while, and it was great. He did an amazing job, went through like 72:50, and then I felt really good and started picking it up a little bit. Ben was like, just go, like start picking off the guys in front of us, because you're definitely feeling good, and so I don't want to hold you back. So then I just started finding a guy in front of me and just like getting to him, and then trying to get behind him because it was so windy out there. So just trying to break the wind as much as I could with some of those other male runners, and that helped immensely. And a lot of teamwork out there with some of the guys. So thank you to them. I don't know who they are, but they're amazing, and I really appreciate it. So it definitely got me through the ends of the stages of the race, feeling really good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Jacob, you were the first of the Fantastic Four here today. Obviously a wonderful day. Was that your plan? Did you expect to run 2:10 here? Did it come out of the blue? Were you? Tell us a little bit of your feelings about having this particular day with 4 guys running so well.
This was well beyond expectations. So, talking with Coach before we came in, he said we were going to shoot for 2:11 to 2:13, so it was going to be stick in the pack. But this is my first segment back after almost 3 years of dealing with Achilles injuries. So my last full segment was the U.S. track trials, and since then I've run maybe 3 what you might call competitive professional races, and I've had Achilles surgery and a whole bunch of rehab since then. So this was a fantastic day, and obviously conditions lined up perfectly for it. 15 guys all in the pack through till 35K, perfect temperatures. So, but in spite of all that, this was not expected. But I guess I knew at around 25, 30K that it was going to be a good day. Just didn't know how good. And then I was still feeling good with 7 to go, and then 5 to go, and then close it in.
Jacob, question for you. Did you guys work together once you locked in, certainly in the second part of the race? Were you all...
Yeah, so Matt Baxter did a fantastic job of pacing. The guy was just completely on point, blocking the wind, and just clicking off the splits exactly. So the first half of the race, we basically just go to sleep. And then second half, we're all pretty competitive, strong marathoners. And so, yeah, someone would take it for a little while, and then someone else would kind of come to the front. So Parker took a share, Diego Estrada took a share, Oliver took a share. So, yeah, there was definitely a bunch of give and take. And then I think we were all kind of under the impression, like, we all want to go out and have a good time, and then make it competitive the last 6 miles, 4 miles, like that, which is exactly how it played out. So yeah, we were all interested in having a good American day, and you could kind of tell it was because there were so many people interested in running fast.
General, was that discussed in advance? Did you have this collaborative plan going into the race?
Not on my behalf anyways, but it's definitely something I was very thankful for.
Was this what you expected?
It was definitely a bit of a surprise for me. So this is my first go at the marathon, and so I just came in hoping for anything under 2:14 really. And so I knew the training had been going really well, and I raced the U.S. 20K champs well over a month ago, I think, and that went well. So that was kind of an indicator that I thought I could put together a good marathon, but I really didn't know what to expect because there's just so much that goes into the event, and so that's what I had heard from everyone who's been doing it for a long time. So it was definitely a relief to kind of get one under the belt.
And Parker, so presumably now with this race behind you, you think about Olympic trials coming up. Can you give us some thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it just got a whole lot more interesting after today. Like you said, 4 Americans running under 2:11. And and then even, I don't even know how many people rode 2:12 today as well. Everyone ran fantastic. But first I just wanted to say thank you to Chicago and for contracting NAZ Elite, because truly it was really windy out there and stuff, and today wouldn't have been possible without those pacers. They got us along far enough that we all started to dream about that big day, and then I think it allowed people to go and work together after that fact once we were underway. So I think that's why you saw such a great time. But yeah, the Olympic trials will be super exciting, and yeah, I'm just really happy to finally break 2:11. That's something I've been trying to do for a long time, and just finally, this is my third marathon, but I finally feel like an actual marathoner now, so really happy.
Okay, questions?
Do I need to wait for? Question for all three men. Were you ever talking to each other during the second half of the race and, you know, sort of realizing, hey, something special is going on, we might need to do this, stick together, break the wind together? Was there anything like that, or was it sort of unspoken, you're just racing against each other?
Diego's a bit of a talker in the middle of a race. So yeah, he was definitely like, he likes to give pep talks and like, hey, come on, let's go guys, or like, look straight off a K or two. And then I remember early on, like, especially at the second water bottle stop, there was a little bit of a cluster going on, and so like a couple guys would share water bottles and chat about that. But no, the second half, I think it was just sort of an unspoken, we all kind of understood that we're going to go farther by working together and then just making it competitive the last little bit. So there wasn't a lot of talking except for Diego.
I'll jump on that one. I hadn't seen or heard or known if Diego was even with us until mile 19 when he finally came to the front, and he was just like starting giving a pep talk, whatever, and I was like, and I don't talk much at all on those races, believe it or not. And I just said, hey, if you can talk, you should probably lead. So I got him to get to the front for a little bit, and because I was getting tired, so there wasn't much talking, but that was funny. So.
Did he say anything specifically when he was giving a pep talk?
Oh, he was just like, you know, hey, let's keep this going, like, let's take a K or whatever. But I was like, dude, I've already got 4 or 5 miles in the bank here of leading, so I'm gonna sit a little bit. So, but we all just unspoken, we worked together because I think we couldn't believe the times that kept coming, the splits that kept coming. So it was like, we were in 1:5:08 or something like that, and I was like, no, none of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he said let's switch Ks, and I think I said back to him like, you take it for a K, and then I'll take it back because he took over the lead from me. Yeah.
Hey, Jake, congratulations. With all of those injury problems and the surgery, and it literally was a period of years, how seriously did you think about just giving up and quitting the whole thing?
Very seriously, because there was a bunch of other stuff stacked on top of it. So I was dealing with the injury, and then I left the Hansons and moved back to Washington. Then I had some other personal stuff. I had a lung infection at one point, and it was just sort of stacking on top of stacking, and I was wondering if it was worth it. But I think at the same time, running has been kind of the constant in my life since I was in high school, and so the idea of having all this other change and then not doing that as well was scary and just not worth it. And so this is kind of what helped bring me back. And then also, Lee Troop, my coach, has really worked me through the whole process and kept me focused on it, because there were a lot of times, I'm sure anybody who's come back from injury knows the months of feeling like 10 pounds of dirt in a 5-pound bag, and finally getting over that. So yeah, definitely considered it, but every time I really thought hard about it, the other side would win out, and I'm really glad it did.
Young lady.
This question's for Gerald Mock. Gerald, you graduated from Colorado State last year, right?
Yep.
When did you decide that you wanted to do the marathon, and what's that process been like making that transition?
Yeah. So yeah, I finished up my college career kind of on a low note. I just missed the outdoor finals, and before that, I've been really on the fence about continuing to run. But that like kind of drove me to like I knew I could do better at running than I did at regional meet, and so that kind of propelled me into the road running scene a little bit. And so I've continued to work with my college coach, Art Seamers, and I feel like he's just been a great coach for me, especially at these new distances, these road distances. And I think we've always kind of had the marathon in the back of the mind. I wasn't really sure when I was going to finally do one, and so So this was just a great opportunity to get one under the belt and in such great conditions with such a great pack. I just feel really fortunate to get a good marathon as my first one, because that's not something that everybody gets. So I appreciate it.
This is a question for Emma. Did you change up your training at all between CIM and now? And I mean, sort of what gave you the confidence, or like, were there any workouts that gave you the confidence that you were, I think you said before the race you thought you were in 2:24 shape. And then also, can you just talk about your wedding next weekend? Are you like having a lot of people?
The wedding next weekend, I'll start off with that. It hasn't taken anything away from this weekend. It's actually been like a nice distraction, kind of flipping back and forth from, preparing for Chicago and preparing for our wedding has been like a really nice balance. And so I feel like it went really well today, so maybe I need to add some kind of big event into my next big marathon. So I'm really happy with today, and 2:24 was the goal. Didn't quite hit that mark, but I think we're a huge step in the right direction, and we learned a lot from CIM. Just, we don't need as much of a build-up. We were, me and my coach slash fiance, we're doing a 20-week build-up for CIM just because we really wanted to get in as much training as we could, and we realized that that's just too long. So we ended up changing it to 12 weeks for this build-up, and that made a huge difference. I felt so smooth throughout the entire process. Whereas I think it was about 12 weeks where I started to kind of falter and started getting sick, and we realized that that's just way too long. I can't hold up for that long for 20 weeks of a cycle. So that made a huge difference. And then just my teammates have been the biggest difference in training. Just having them to work out with, and having my female teammates to kind of push me along, and they are all running marathons right now. We have a girl that ran this morning. She ran 2:41. Super excited about that. She qualified for the trials. And then another woman that won the Canadian Champs last year that's racing Toronto next weekend. And so she has big goals of making the Olympic team. And so all of us having these huge ambitions, me trying to make the Olympic team, that's the goal in February, just pushes us along, and that has made the biggest change, I think, in my mentality, just knowing that there's other people that are around me working just as hard. So I think that's what has given me the confidence, is knowing that I can go out with my teammates and work really hard, and feel like we're working harder, not harder than everybody else, but I think that we work really smart. So that definitely, going into each race makes a big difference.